Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Taylor, and today I want to get into talking about the spiritual awakening process, and I want to tell you guys about my awakening process and what led me to go through my spiritual awakening in 2017 and the points that led me up to that time period, and also talk about how this may relate to you and what you may be experiencing, or what someone else in your life or others in your life may be experiencing in this powerful transformative year of 2020. Because right now, in all honesty, I think this is the most people that have ever gone through the awakening process in such a short period of time. And I believe that so many people are starting to wake up to their truth and wake up to who they really are and who they came to be. And so many people who are light workers and starseeds and of the empathic type of nature, where you can feel into other people's feelings, you feel the energy of the world, you feel others' energies. These are all people who are waking up, and each and every one of you who is watching this video and resonates with this type of content, you are one of the front runners of this mass global awakening that's occurring. So I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for going through this shift, because it's very, very intense at times, and I know that it hasn't been easy on any of us, because we're all facing our own shadows, our own inner demons are coming up, so that we can release them and let them go. Let go of the shadow self that no longer serves us. Let go of those shadow aspects of ourselves, the little versions of ourselves that have been crying for help and crying for us to awaken and to heal through our past traumas, through our maybe negative type of life experiences that we've had to go through and face, going through this earth plane and this earth school that we are all on. Any single soul that chose to come here to experience this is a very, very strong soul. And your soul felt the call to be here and to come at this powerful time. And every one of you has something to bring to the table in your own individual, unique way. And you all have a reason and a purpose for being here. No matter how you may be feeling at this moment, I'm telling you this with certainty from my heart, that every one of you has a reason for being here at this moment. So I wanted to preface by saying these things. Believe it or not, I actually just shot about a 15-minute video, and the whole thing just went black. I don't know what happened. All I know is that when that happens, it means it was time for me to make another one and to create from a more authentic place. It was also very, very windy. I was trying to shoot outside for you guys today in nature. But it was so windy that I honestly don't believe the sound quality would have been good anyways. So here we are. I'm going to shoot it right here from the truck. And I'm just so grateful to be able to share my life with you guys and share my experience with you guys. I hope that you enjoy it and that you can feel a sense of confidence when you leave here, knowing that you're doing great and that you're going to come out of this on the other side. If you're in the darkness, the dark night of the soul type of energies coming through, you're going to get through this because your soul chose this path, chose this journey. it chose for you to go through these experiences so that you can awaken to become your true self and share and express yourself to the world in whatever way you are called to do that and meant to do that. But just by you being here is a huge, huge purpose. Just by you being here and being you is helping to awaken and raise the vibration of the humanity right now. So, I'm going to take you back to 8 years old. When I was 8 years old, as a young child, I won't go into all the details. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what happened to me when I was 8 years old. And many of you have heard this, but I got the heartbreaking news at a young age that my father had taken his own life and committed suicide. When I say these words to you, I can tell you that maybe 2 years ago, if I would have said those words, I would be absolutely breaking down in tears, crying, and just really hurt by saying that. And I still, of course, I get choked up talking about it. I want to be vulnerable here. I want to be able to tell you guys, this is what it is. This is why I'm here, guys. That was the changing point of my life. Every one of us has that changing point of our life. Mine came a little bit sooner than most. I was 8 years old. So the reason why I'm able to express it so freely now is because I've done a lot of healing. I've spent endless amounts of nights going within in meditation and just crying and releasing and going back to the same night. I've gone back to that day, rather. I've gone back to that day when I was 8 years old over 25 times in my own mind and relived it so that I can heal through it and peel back on the onion layer so that I'm able to express myself fully and bring my story to others who need it. And that's why I'm here expressing this right now. So yeah, that was the biggest changing point. So my father committed suicide, and I'm left feeling extremely alone. I have a grandmother, a brother, and a mother. Both my mom and my grandmother are both amazing people. They both have done their best. They've tried their hardest, and they've done everything they can for us. But losing that masculine figure and that man in my life was a big challenge for me growing up. And for many years, it was manifesting in my own darkness inside me. So from the age of maybe 8 to, we're going to go up to 14 years old now. I remember at 14 years old, I started to develop really bad anxiety. I would have panic attacks every single day, sometimes 10, 15, 20, I don't even know, I can't count how many panic attacks I had. It would be like one panic attack, and then the next one would hit, and I would just go through this vicious cycle of having panic attacks. And I experienced that for, I really don't know exactly when they stopped. I would say that even up until 2017, I was still experiencing really bad anxiety and panic attacks to an extent. I'd say maybe in my early 20s is when I was able to somewhat work through my anxiety, and I wasn't having as much panic attacks. But for many years, it was a daily thing for me. That was my daily life. And I remember thinking to myself when I was younger, I would think, there's no way that I'm going to make it to like 21 years old feeling this way. There's no way. I'm destined for doom because this anxiety is going to kill me. That's how strong it was, guys. I'm being real here. This is me being vulnerable and authentic, and yeah, it was hard. It was hard, I'm not going to lie. this whole process up to this point has not been easy, but I'm so grateful that I went through my spiritual awakening process, which I'm going to get up to, guys. I'm leading it up to that point. I wanted to preface it and let you guys know kind of what I've been through in my own life to lead me up to that point. So all that anxiety building up, not sleeping for 4 or 5 years, sleeping well, maybe 2-3 hours a night. I was sleeping in my teenage years, and it was tough. I don't know how I did so well in high school, how I got through. It's really, really crazy. I was still able to have friends. I had girlfriends, which I'll get into a little bit. But now when I look back, I see that the girlfriends that I had, I was using as a defense mechanism against my own thoughts, against my own self, so that I didn't have to spend time with myself. So when I was 16 years old or so, I started getting into relationships. And 16, I had a girlfriend, and then another girlfriend when I was 17 or so, and I got into a long-term relationship for about 3 years, and that ended with the girl actually cheating on me, and that brought me down to a really, really, really dark place again. But the way I was able to escape that feeling was I jumped right into another relationship. It was like 2 weeks after I was done with this relationship, with the girl had cheated on me, I was in another relationship already, and I was just jumping into relationships. And the next person that I got into a relationship with, all of them taught me lessons. This one taught me a lot of lessons. It taught me that I could start to see that it was going to take work on myself to really heal all these parts of myself that had been unhealed within me. But the real big change in my life was in 2017 of March, when I was coming out of this relationship, and I realized at that point that I really, really needed to spend time to myself and spend time alone. So in March of 2017, I hit my breaking point, where I remember I had just so much coming up at once, so much fear, anxiety, and all these really, really low vibrational energies were coming up within me to be released. And I remember hitting that point where I just didn't know. I honestly didn't know if I would be able to make it through this and get through it. So there were points where I was contemplating just taking my own life, because I honestly didn't know if I would come out on the other side. But I can say right now that meditation is what saved my life. Meditation is my lifesaver. And the reason I say that is because that month of March, I downloaded an app called Headspace. I'm sure many of you have heard of it. If you haven't, check it out. It's a really great app. It's a 10-day meditation challenge. And at that point, I was working at a bar as a barback. I would come home with extreme anxiety from working at this job. And I remember feeling very, very anxious when I would get home, and just so riled up and everything, because I was moving really, really fast for like 10 plus hours a day, whatever it was. And I would come home feeling this anxiety and everything. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I got to find a way. So I started to use Headspace, and I started to meditate. And I remember that I just, after like maybe 5 days of doing it, I started to feel this sense of like calmness, that was coming to me that I had never felt before. And I was loving it. I was loving it so much. And I got through the 10 days. And after that, it still took me a few months before I developed into a habit. But after that 10-day challenge, it changed my life, because eventually, that year, I came up with something in my mind where I was going to meditate every single day for 10 to 20 minutes a day, no matter what. And I've done that ever since that moment. Ever since 2017, I've been meditating every single day. I spend time with myself, and I spend time to go within. And that really pushed me into my awakening. My awakening occurred that year of 2017. And I came across Victor Ogo's channel, which I'm sure many of you have heard of. He's a huge inspiration to me. And I started watching Victor's videos, and I could just relate to everything he was saying, all of his energy updates, and all the things he was saying. I just felt so strongly pulled towards. And he was talking about spiritual awakening. And when I first saw the word spiritual awakening, I remember feeling like this buzz through my body, and I just felt this like extreme energy push that I've never felt before. And I know that at that moment, now when I look back, I know at that moment is when I went through my full-blown spiritual awakening process. Like spiritual awakening, the beginning of it starting back in 2017. And where has this led me currently? This has led me to finding the woman of my dreams, someone that I truly on a soul level care about, and I believe is my soulmate. Someone that I'm able to really grow exponentially with. Like the last 2 years, my growth has been bigger than the 23 years or 24 years prior. It's my growth right now is at the highest level it's ever been at before. And it's all because I took that time back in 2017 to spend time to go within, to spend time with myself. I was reading books. I was engulfing myself in positive videos. I was watching probably 4+ hours a day of content, of positivity. I was reading. I was doing so many things at that moment for myself, because I realized that for me to manifest the things that I want in my life, to manifest the love I want, to manifest the daily life that I want, I was going to have to go within and spend time within. And those 6+ months where I spent viciously going within were some of the most eye-opening months of my life. And it really caused me to go within and seek outside manifestations through myself. I wasn't just going outside of myself to find all these distractions. I was going within so that I was able to create the outside world that I wanted. But it all started here within me, and it all starts within you. So from 2017 to 2020, personally, to be very honest with you, I look back at 2017, I look back at that version of myself, and I can't even relate to that person anymore. I feel like I've grown into a man now, and I've been able to work through my own masculine and feminine energies and heal through my masculine and feminine wounds, because we all carry that masculine and feminine energy. I used to be very, very tapped in to my feminine energy, and I still am, but it was very unbalanced. I wasn't able to feel that masculine energy like I wanted to. I wasn't able to make those decisions and do all those things that the masculine energy carries, because with me growing up without the father, I had a lot of feminine energy in my life. And I was raised by my mom, so it's very, very feminine. So I was very into my feelings and always crying without even, not that I don't cry now. I cry more than ever now. But the thing is that I'm able to tap in and understand what is causing me to feel those emotions rather than just crying all the time for no reason. And I'm more aware of myself now. I'm becoming more whole, more complete. And the reason why I'm telling you all of this and why I've been talking about this for 20 minutes now is because every one of us has our story. And our story is beautiful, and it shapes us to who we are meant to become, who we are meant to be while we're here in this lifetime, here in human form. And every one of us has a purpose and a reason. And the more that we go within, the more that we're going to be able to find that purpose, to find that reason for being here, and to tap in to that version of ourself that we wish to become and that we wish to see while we are here in physical form. And every one of us chose to be here so that we could go through this physical type of 3D reality. But we're also here to create a new reality, and a new earth is being born, and this massive awakening that's occurring right now, it's shifting us to a higher timeline, to a timeline where we are going to be shifting into the fourth density, into more love, into the heart. We're going to be feeling more from the heart center. We're going to be loving more unconditionally and showing more love to all people around us. It's no more barriers. There's no more race and ethnicity, and all those things will be put away. And we'll all realize that we're one. We're one together. We're one going through this together. And I hope that the message I share in the short story I shared with you guys brought some type of awakening to yourself, and realizing that whatever you've been through happened for you. I changed from the victim mentality to empowerment, where everything happened for me, not to me. Everything that I've gone through in my life led me to going through my awakening, and also led me to becoming more of my true, authentic self. And yes, I still have a ton of healing to do, and I realize that. But I'm in a good place, and I realize that I can be proud of myself for all the work that I've done. I can give myself credit for the inner work that I do and continue to do on a daily basis. And every one of us here, if we could just find time to give ourselves each day, I promise you, it will change your life. And I highly, highly recommend that you do that for yourself. Give yourself time to be in nature. Give yourself time to meditate. Give yourself time to watch positive videos, to read books on self-development, on growth. There's so many ways that we can go about creating this reality that we want and this life that we want. But it all starts inside you. You can't go seeking that outside of yourself. You can't go seeking that through buying things. And as you see this year with this whole situation that's happening in the world, it's causing people to really slow down and to go within and look within themselves, because that's honestly where everything lies, is within each and every one of us. And the more that you do that, the more that you'll realize that you are the creator of your reality, and that every one of us has our own perception of reality. And we all get to create the reality we want. We can either create heaven or hell on earth. In A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, he talks about this in the book. He talks about creating heaven on earth or creating hell on earth. And each and every one of us can do that. We all have the power to create heaven on earth for ourselves. And the more that I continue to work on myself, the more I feel heaven on earth is being manifested in my life. And all the things on the outside are coming together because I've been doing the work on the inside. So I won't go any further in this video. maybe I'll do a part 2 on this. If you guys are interested in seeing a part 2, not exactly sure how much more detail I go into, but just a part 2 of maybe what I believe to come in the future for the earth and what I see coming out of this whole situation in 2020. Comment below. Let me know, please, if you guys enjoyed this video. I'll make more like this where I talk more about my own story. And if you could please like the video and subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you know when I have future videos coming out. Without further ado, though, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I wish you all the best, and the best 2020 and the best year of empowerment to come. Every one of us is growing exponentially right now, and we are in this together. Much love, peace, namaste.